graphics, and there's two different levels. There's insurance payer and insurance plan. So I want to take just a minute to talk about how these are different. So if you look at what insurance payers are, I think of insurance payers as the big umbrella part. Like United Healthcare is the big umbrella. And so United Healthcare is the payer, but there might be other different addresses, different plans, different subsets of United underneath United. So those then become the plan. So you'll see when you look at plans, it says the payer in capital letters, and then the plan is not in all caps, it's in regular font. So that's one of the ways that you can tell when you're in a Prima, if you're looking at a payer or a plan, is that the payers are all in all caps and the plans are not. So it'll be important when you're adding, if you have to add a payer or a plan, that you follow that format, okay? All right, so we'll go back to payer. The other thing that's attached at the payer level that's really important is the electronic payer ID. The electronic payer ID is a five-digit alphanumeric code that is used universally to identify that payer in an electronic format. So for example, United, which is one of the ones that's really common, is 87726. And no matter what United plan you have as a subset of United, 99% of the time, the electronic payer code for United is going to be 87726. So we're using that as the external ID. And the external ID are those things in a Prima that you can do dash and then put that in and it'll bring it up for you automatically, that shortcut. And the reason that we do that is, again, that's a universal number that always identifies United Healthcare. So everybody, regardless of whether you're in a Prima or Advantix or Advanced MD, United Healthcare's payer number is 87726, okay? And the way that you find these is important as well. So everyone should have, and if you don't, you need to get, you can just send a support ticket to support@aprima.com and let them know that you need a Prima EDI username and password. So it's the icon just says Aprima EDI Solutions on it, and that brings you to this screen. You have a claim manager screen where you can look up claims, and if under account number you put the super bill number, it will pull that claim up for you. When you click on my screen's too small. Select claims here. So see how I put in a super bill number here, I hit select claims and it brings the claim up. Then when you click on the claim, at the bottom it gives you all of the electronic activity that happened for that particular claim. That it was sent, that it was processed, that it was accepted. You see that in Greenway when you're working with Advantix, that it was sent and then accepted by the payer, and that's your timely filing. It has to be accepted by the payer, okay?
Is this the clearinghouse?
This is the clearinghouse. So there is an interface between Aprima and Practice Insights, which is our clearinghouse. This is the interface. Most of it goes seamlessly between the two, but there are things that are in the Aprima EDI Solutions that you cannot see from Aprima, and finding the payer number is one of them. This information should be in your super bill history, this accepted by the payer. If it's not, this is one of the first places to look, because if any of those electronic cues, indicators between Aprima and the clearinghouse aren't working properly, or if it hasn't been what they call mapped properly, it might not come into Aprima. So you can look here. So if it's in Aprima EDI Solutions and it didn't come into Aprima and you think it should have, then you can just get with Aprima and they can remap it. So that's what happened, those Great West Healthcare EOBs that we couldn't find for a little while. They were in here, but they weren't coming into a Prima because it wasn't mapped properly. Okay? So where you're going to look is under this search tools. So search tools, there's lots of different options. What we are looking